This is Rosa on her third day skiing ever. That's right, she did awesome.
On the slopes of Taos Ski Valley, I'm Rosalinda Román, and this is New Mexicast. Welcome back, everyone.
And years bring change. People grow, oh, and memories remain. Memories remain.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Memories remain. Yes, they do.
Hello and welcome back to New Mexicast, the video podcast or web series from the internet, which is now this enchanting weekly TV show. It pulls together some of my favorite stories from my family's many adventures in New Mexico and beyond. And that intro you just saw was from when I was first learning how to ski. The sad reality is I never got much better than that. But they say practice makes perfect. If that is true, then you are about to see some pure perfection. Not on the slopes, but on the dance floor. Now, in the intro and tag, you're going to hear me referencing some past performances, but rest assured, the art of flamenco is alive and well in New Mexico. Enjoy. Welcome back to New Mexicast, everyone. This time last week, I was planting flowers with my little girls and pulling out their spring dresses, and now look at this, one last blast from Old Man Winter. But not to worry, I have the perfect story to heat things up a bit. Now, one of the best things about New Mexicast is that each and every episode, I and my viewers get to learn something new, and this is no exception. About a decade ago, I went to Festival Flamenco Internacional in Albuquerque, a fascinating flamenco festival. Back then, I certainly enjoyed the dance, but I really didn't have an appreciation for the unique opportunities available for flamenco dancing right here in New Mexico. Well, that all changed a few weeks ago when I was walking in downtown Albuquerque with my family, and we stumbled upon the Conservatory of Flamenco Arts. Really an amazing place that absolutely captivated my daughters and helped me to have a new appreciation for the role that New Mexico plays in this unique art form. This episode and technical support for NewMexicast.com provided by IndieLab.org, where independent media lives. IndieLab offers completely free blogs and websites for media creators. If you're a video blogger, musician, photographer, filmmaker, or podcaster, IndieLab is your answer. When it comes to being a baby on the move, other 3-month-olds have nothing on little Liam. Several times a week, he gets a front row seat to the hottest flamenco show in town, the American Flamenco Repertory Company called Yjastros.
He's here every day. Yeah. We were here the day he was born. We were here the day before he went into labor. So he has little earplugs, so we put in his ears, and he sits in a little chair in the corner, or he gets carried and swing, or he likes it here. These are all his friends.
Well, Liam is a new addition to Yjastros. His mother, Sarah Hartshorn, has been dancing with this company since long before Liam was born. Both Sarah and her older sister, Gretchen Williams, also an Yjastros dancer, moved here from Ohio after discovering the University of New Mexico offered degrees with a flamenco emphasis.
We researched and we found out that the University of New Mexico you can study, and that you can study at the National Institute of Flamenco at the same time. And so she's 3 years older than I am, and she moved out here when to start college. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I did the same thing.
So you have a degree in flamenco, or?
I have, well, my bachelor's was in anthropology, and I have a minor in flamenco dance. You can major in it through the theater and dance department at the University of New Mexico. And then I went on to do a master's in dance history and criticism through the University of New Mexico, and it's based, it's a flamenco emphasis.
In fact, UNM is the only degree-granting university in the United States to offer such a curriculum, which is why dancers like Sarah come to the land of enchantment.
The flamenco community that's established here is really unique because it's a community. We have dancers, musicians, singers that are all based in Albuquerque, and that's really what's difficult to find in other states if you ever try and study flamenco, is that kind of resource of artists that work together, because flamenco is an art form that involves dancers and singers and musicians, and if you're missing one of those elements, then it's really hard to study.
UNM's Flamenco Emphasis program was created by legendary flamenco artist and master teacher Eva Encinias-Sandoval.
It had a huge influence on me as a young girl. I don't remember a time in my life when flamenco wasn't a part of it. You know, from the time that I was a very small child, I started studying and I was completely enraptured by it.
Which is why Eva not only brought flamenco to the University of New Mexico, she also founded the National Institute of Flamenco to continue a proud family tradition.
Flamenco is very much a status symbol in the gypsy families. When they can say that they have produced artists of caliber, then that is something that really brings attention and respect to their families. And that is something that is very much alive and well in flamenco today. Yes, I, along with my children, direct the institute. My daughter and son, Marisol and Joaquin Encinias, are both flamenco artists. And my mother was also a dancer and a singer. So it's been in our family for many generations, and my grandchildren are all studying the art form.
But opportunities for professional flamenco artists is just part of what makes New Mexico the center of the flamenco universe in the southwestern United States. Knowing the art form's ultimate success in this community depended on the public getting excited about it too, Eva created this National Conservatory of Flamenco Arts, where she and other master teachers offer classes and workshops.
That was great, you guys! Flamenco is really wonderful in that way, in that it can be very accessible to all ages and all levels. You can enjoy it. You don't have to become extremely proficient in it to be able to enjoy it. It really, in Spain still today, it's very much a social interaction with people. And of course you see high-end professionals, but you also see grandmas and grandpas and you know, lawyers, doctors. Many people are just very invested and committed to the study of the art form on many levels.
Now, as director of children's programming at the conservatory, Eva shares her passion with even the tiniest dancers.
So one more time, louder!
Having children as young as 3 participating in early dance classes is something you may see in other disciplines. The unique thing about flamenco is that there's no upper age limit.
Some dance forms, you know, by the time you hit 30, 35, 40, it's gone. Really, in flamenco, even in Spain, you'll see flamenco from artists 50, 60 years old that are still vibrant and performing better than ever with their maturity and the life experience that they bring to the art form.
Which is what she is now offering these young students, and encouraging other flamenco professionals like Sarah to do as well.
We want to encourage that sort of familial connection, because in flamenco, in traditional flamenco, it really is an art form that is passed down through the family. Most of the greatest flamenco in Spain are artists that have come from generations of artists, and that is a very common thing.
So will Liam be a great flamenco artist one day?
I don't know. We'll see. His daddy's an artist, so we'll see. I say I want him to be a dancer. He wants him to be an artist, and we just know somehow he's gonna end up being an accountant or something. But I don't know.
He'd be an awfully cute accountant. But at least for now, Liam and his mommy will stick with flamenco dancing. At the National Conservatory of Flamenco Arts in Albuquerque, for New Mexicast, I'm Rosa Román. Remember that Festival Flamenco Internacional that I told you about at the beginning of the episode? Well, for more than 2 decades, the best flamenco artists in the world have been coming here to New Mexico to perform in that festival. It is a wonderful annual event, and if you get the chance, you definitely should check it out. But luckily, here in New Mexico, world-class flamenco performances are going on year-round. To find out what is coming up, you can visit the National Institute of Flamenco's website. That is nifnm.org. And speaking of world-class performances, coming up after the break, we're going to have a follow-up to the story you just saw, which was born out of the fact that when it comes to flamenco, fans just cannot get enough. Don't go away.
Yeah, are you screaming for her? Are you making some noises? Yeah.
He's good. He performed right on demand. Very sweet.
You can't even tell he's been crying all morning.
Isn't that always the way?
I know.
Well, my soul is green. Well, my soul was green in the land of enchantment, when wood stops and juniper trees. Oh yeah. I don't remember the West.
You did really well.
But there's more.
I know there's more.
I can't remember the West.
We'll practice together.
In New Mexico, where my soul